Hi guys, welcome back to the world's messiest workshop. I have been working on a German 15 centimeter howitzer in 1/16 scale. Now this is the Merit kit, and the cannon itself is downstairs in the spray booth right now, but I'm just getting started on the limber. Now with the kit, the wheels on the cannon will roll. What they do is they have you put on the first side, and they provide a screw that goes there, and that holds everything in place, and then you glue the outside on, and then you've got rolling wheels. The limber is a little different, and if you want to tow this thing, as you can see, I'm going to need the wheels on the limber to turn just as well, if not better, than the wheels on the cannon. And this is the axle for the limber, and it's just styrene plastic, and they give you some poly caps that you trap the poly caps in between the halves of the limber wheels as you assemble them, and then when you're done you just stick it on there, okay, and it just sticks through into the poly caps, and that's it, and it doesn't really turn, and you can pull them off, and it's not going to be at all suitable for a functional limber. So we had to do something about that, so I decided we were going to put bearings in here. I really wish I could have replaced this post with metal, but I don't see any way to do it because of the way the axle is made. So we're going to take our chances with the plastic. Now the first thing I had to do was find bearings, and I did. I found these bearings, which are probably really hard to see, but anyway, these are out of the WPL truck kits, and they are 6mm OD, 3mm ID. Now I had to take a sanding stick and very carefully bring that down just a little bit, because now this side hasn't been done yet, and it almost fits on there, but not quite. But once you sand it down just a tiny little bit, mainly you're just getting rid of the seam, and then the bearing slides right on that plastic piece, okay? So now we got to get it into the wheel for the limber. Now this is the one I haven't done yet, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to see how this is made here. Okay. I'm hoping you can see those like fins on the inside diameter. Those are little plastic fins to trap the poly cap and hold it in place. Those have to go. We got to get rid of those little plastic fins. So starting with a hobby knife, I very carefully went in there and removed those plastic fins, and when I got done with the hobby knife, by hand, very carefully with a 5/16 drill bit, I went in there by hand and I got rid of the fins and enlarged the hole to 5/16 because I have here 5/16 aluminum tubing. Now this tubing is perfect on the outside. I'm not going to try and force it in here because there's a burr on there from the cutting tool, but it works perfect. So the problem then is that the inside of the tube was not big enough, so I had to enlarge that to 6mm. I used a 15/64 drill bit and just did it holding the tube in a pair of vice grips. Just did it by hand with a drill bit. I don't recommend that, though. It's very dangerous. You should put it in a vise to drill it out. So anyway, then I ended up with this. This is a little piece of the 5/16 tubing that's been drilled out to 6mm, and it's got two of those bearings already in there. Now what will happen, I still have to do some work to the tubing. It's still got a little burr. It doesn't want to pop down in there the way I want it to, so we're going to take some more time polishing that to get a better fit, and once I do, that's going to fit in there. And the way it was originally designed was you'd put the poly caps in here, and then you would put the tire on, and you would glue the outer rim on, and then it would just press on. The poly caps would just press onto the plastic axle, and that was it. They didn't turn. You could pull them off. It was very, very bad. We were having a bad time. But with those bearings in there, inside that aluminum sleeve, I can now, I'm not going to push it down in. Like I said, I got more work to do, but I can now put that on there, and I've got a wheel that's on a bearing. And once everything is ready, I don't know if how well this will show up, but the axle sits just a little bit proud, just enough room to get a large-headed screw on there, and I'm going to have to use one with a very, very small diameter shank and drill a hole in there, or possibly glue some type of flange on there just to hold that wheel in place. And with the bearings, it won't wobble like that, and everything will be copacetic. Because we will put these bearings on here, and they will fit on just like that, and that will be great. So that way, once we get that in place and the inner wheel rim is all on the limber and held in place securely, then we will put the tire on. This tire gets captured in between the two, and it's got a tab on here to line it up, and then the outer rim will get glued in place, and that will be permanently attached, and it'll spin like a champ. So that's my solution for fixing the problem with the limber on the Merit 15 centimeter German howitzer. Now I also plan to do the K18, which I believe is 105 millimeter, but I plan to do the K18 cannon, which is very similar, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to use the same solution on the limber for that. And that's so that I'll be able to tow this cannon behind a FAMO or an SS100. I don't know if a Blitz had the power to actually tow one of these in real life. I'm sure an SDKFC 251 probably did not. I mean, maybe on a flat level surface, a good paved road. But that's my solution for making those limber wheels fully functional. Hope that helps. We'll see you next time.